The air in Madison Square Garden crackles with energy, the crowd buzzing as two fighters prepare to face off in a middleweight showdown on June 8, 2019. GENNADY GOLOVKIN, the Kazakh powerhouse known as GGG, steps into the ring with a record of 38 wins, 34 by knockout, his presence alone enough to hush the murmurs of the audience. His eyes are steel, his frame compact yet radiating menace, a man who has built a career on devastating punches and unrelenting pressure. Opposite him stands Steve Rolls, Canada's undefeated contender 19-0, his lean build moving with purpose, his face etched with determination. Rolls knows he's the underdog, but his confidence suggests he's ready to defy the odds. The bell rings and the garden erupts, the stage set for a clash that promises to deliver. From the first moments, Rolls showcases his game plan, speed and movement. He circles the ring, his feet light, jabbing quickly to keep Golovkin at bay. The Canadian's strategy is clear. Avoid GGG's power, frustrate him, and look for openings. Golovkin, however, is a predator. His steps measured, his guard high, absorbing Rolls' early flurries without a flicker of emotion. A stiff jab from GGG lands on Rolls' chest, a heavy thud that echoes through the arena. It's not just a punch. It's a statement. Rolls responds with a quick 1-2 combination, catching Golovkin's attention but not his concern. The crowd leans in, sensing the tension of a chess match unfolding in the ring. The opening round sets the tone. Rolls dances, using the ring's full expanse, his jab snapping out to disrupt Golovkin's rhythm. GGG, unhurried, stalks forward, his eyes locked on Rolls, reading every move. A right hand from Golovkin grazes the Canadian's shoulder, a warning of the power waiting to be unleashed. Rolls counters with a sharp left, drawing a cheer from the crowd, but Golovkin's face remains a mask of focus. The round ends with both fighters unscathed, but the air is thick with anticipation. Rolls has survived the first test, but Golovkin's patience is a weapon in itself. Round 2 sees the momentum shift subtly. Golovkin begins to cut off the ring, his footwork precise, forcing Rolls toward the ropes. The Canadian's speed is still his ally, but GGG's pressure is suffocating. A left hook to Rolls' body lands with a sickening crack, the kind of punch that steals breath and saps strength. Rolls grimaces but fires back, a bold uppercut that skims Golovkin's chin. The crowd roars, sensing the Canadian's heart, but GGG's response is clinical, a double jab followed by a right cross that snaps Rolls' head back. The Kazakh is finding his range, his punches carrying a weight that seems to grow with each exchange. By the third round, Golovkin's dominance is emerging. He's not just fighting, he's dismantling. Rolls tries to keep moving, but GGG's footwork is relentless, trapping him in corners, limiting his escape routes. A vicious right hand lands on Rolls' jaw, his legs wobbling for a split second before he recovers. The Canadian fights back, landing a combination that earns respect but does little to slow Golovkin's advance. Another body shot from GGG draws a gasp from the crowd. Rolls' face tightening as he feels the cumulative damage. The Kazakh's punches are surgical, each one targeting vulnerabilities, each one a step toward the inevitable. The fourth round arrives and the garden is on edge. Golovkin's eyes narrow, his intent clear, he's ready to close the show. Rolls, to his credit, refuses to fold, throwing a sharp right hand that briefly halts GGG's march. But the Kazakh is undeterred. He feints with a jab, drawing Rolls' guard up, then unleashes a thunderous left hook that crashes into the Canadian's chin. The impact is brutal, a perfect connection that sends Rolls crumpling to the canvas. The crowd explodes, a tidal wave of noise as Golovkin steps back, his fists raised, his expression unchanged. Rolls struggles to rise, his eyes clouded, his body betraying his will. The referee waves it off, and the fight is over. GENNADY Golovkin delivers another knockout, his 35th, cementing his reign as a middleweight terror. The aftermath is a blend of celebration and reflection. Golovkin acknowledges the crowd with a curt nod, his demeanor as composed as ever, a warrior who knows his craft. Rolls, helped to his corner, earns applause for his courage, his undefeated streak broken, but his reputation as a fighter intact. The big screen replays the knockout, the slow-motion footage capturing the precision of GGG's hook, the way Rolls' head snapped, the collapse that followed. It's a moment that defines Golovkin's career, a reminder of why he's one of the most feared punchers in boxing history. The commentators dive in, their voices animated over the highlights. They talk about Golovkin's return to form after a controversial loss to Canelo Alvarez, his hunger to reclaim his throne in the middleweight division. They praise Rolls for stepping up, for daring to face a legend and showing flashes of brilliance, even if the result was inevitable. The knockout, they agree, is vintage GGG, a blend of patience, precision, and raw power. In a post-fight interview, Golovkin speaks briefly, his English deliberate, expressing respect for Rolls while eyeing future challenges, his ambition undimmed at 37. For the fans, the fight is a microcosm of boxing's allure. It's the story of an underdog, Rolls, who dared to dream against a titan, Golovkin, whose fists carry the weight of a legacy. The knockout is the climax, but the journey, Rolls' movement, GGG's pressure, the ebb and flow of the rounds, tells a richer tale. The crowd leaves the garden buzzing, recounting the moment when GGG's hook landed, the sound of it, the sight of Rolls falling. It's a memory they'll carry, a story they'll retell. In the broader boxing world, this fight is a chapter in Golovkin's ongoing saga. Questions about his age and durability lingered before the bout, but his performance silences doubters, at least for now. For Rolls, the loss is a harsh lesson, but at 35, he's shown he can compete on the big stage, his stock rising despite the defeat. The middleweight division takes note. GGG is still a force, a man who can end fights in an instant. The night belongs to him, but it's also a testament to boxing's raw drama, the courage it demands, and the moments that define it. Fans will remember this fight not just for the knockout, but for the heart and skill both men brought to the ring, a collision of wills under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden. The night belongs to Golovkin, but it's also a celebration of boxing itself. The raw drama, the courage it demands, the split-second moments that define careers.